Hi, Sean.
I talked to you yesterday.
Good. You are fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes.
A great host. Sean is ready to listen to his show.
Absolutely, 95.5.
One mic. All I need is one mic. That's all I need.
Hey! Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Shelley Winter Show. I'm back. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and say anything negative, but I got to tell you, I missed you all so very much. I feel like I've been gone for weeks. I came back here, I couldn't find my chair. I didn't know where I sat anymore. I mean, it just feels like I was away from you guys forever. And it is what it is, but it's no fun. I'll tell you, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're off. You're going to have a good..." No, I love doing this. I love being here. I love talking to you. And when I can't get to do that, it sucks. I can say that on the radio, right? If I can't, I apologize. But it does. It's not good. It's not a good feeling. I'm sitting at home. I'm yelling at things. I'm listening to Von Hessler. I'm listening to Eric Erickson and Mark Aaron, everybody. Everyone's just talking, having a great time. Oh, but I'm not on the air tonight. So what do? I just talk to myself. AMAC gets a earful. She tells me to shut up. I mean, it's just crazy. So let's just get right to it, my friends. Let's get right to it. We lost on Tuesday. Did anybody know that? We lost. Now, I know there's a bunch of you out there who would say to me, "Well, Shelley, they were Democrat states already." Well, Virginia just had a Republican governor, and now I see a lot of people saying that was a fluke. Okay. Funny how something that was a red wave is now a fluke, right? New Jersey had a 2-term Republican governor in Chris Christie. Oh, forgot that, huh? Oh, he doesn't count. He's just a rhino. This idea that all of these, they just went the way they're supposed to go. No, they didn't have to go that way, especially after 2024. Remember, our guy won every single swing state. Our guy won the popular vote and the Electoral College. Now, all of a sudden, Republican voters are nowhere to be found. That's what we're going to say now? That's what we're going to tell ourselves now? That's what I'm seeing all over the place. That's what I'm hearing. People being quoted saying, "Oh, it is what it is." The PSC, I'm sorry, I got something in my... I got something caught in my mouth. I'm sorry, there's no water around. So, in the PSC races, you know why we lost? It wasn't because there were municipal elections across the state. We lost because no one turned out to vote, period. The people, meaning Republicans, who pride themselves on being high-information voters, right? Remember that? Rush Limbaugh, rest in peace, used to call the Democrats and the liberals low-information voters, and you guys bought into that, meaning us. We bought into that. Yeah, you're a low-information voter. You don't know what's going on. So now you're telling me that Republicans who are high-information voters, who follow politics and know what's going on and know the Constitution and know the history of this country and know about voting and how important it is, did not know about a PSC race? Really? That's what we're going with? Really? You believe that? I talked to people who said, "Yeah, we phone banked," and you'd be surprised, Shelley, the number of people that did not know there was an election on Tuesday for PSC race. No, they knew they weren't going to vote, but they weren't going to tell you that. They knew about the election. The Republicans. They're not dummies. They also recognize that, you know what, I'm really not interested in voting for these guys. You know why? Because my electrical rates went up and up and up and up. And then all of a sudden, right in the springtime of an election year, they decided to put a three-year rate freeze. And the Republican voters, many across the state, were like, "Nah, I'm not going for that." That's why we lost. That's why we lost. And if no one's honest enough to tell you that, they're dishonest people, and you should not really pay attention to them at all. That's why we lost. I have an exclusive interview coming up at 8:06 that you do not want to miss. You know why? It's with the chair of the Democratic Party of Georgia, Charlie Bailey. And he's completely straight up on why they won. And you're going to have to listen to that at 8:06 because he tells you everything you need to hear. And he doesn't care that he's telling it to you. He knows where he's saying it, and he was straight up and down. We lost because we were outworked and out-organized. Period. End of story. It's no one person's fault. Don't get me wrong. But we were outworked and we were out-organized. Period. And you'll hear that at 8:06. So I encourage you to stick around and listen to the chair of the Democratic Party of Georgia, Charlie Bailey, in my interview at 8:06, because he will break it down to you. Until we get our acts together, and what I mean by that, let me be very clear what I mean by that. Until we get our acts together, I'm not talking about the GRA and the infighting and all that. That's baby stuff. We can fix that tomorrow. I'm talking about messaging. Listen to this. This is Jesse Waters on Fox.
Mondami Coalition is this. It's people not born in the country, and they're here now. And then it's people, blacks and Hispanic New Yorkers, and it's also people with college degrees, and they're young. A lot of them are women. So let's talk about these single women, because they were the force here. You're in an apartment. It's small. It's very small, and it's very expensive, and you haven't gotten married and had kids and moved out to the suburbs like everybody else. So you're in a tiny apartment, and the apartment's getting really expensive because all of these migrants are here now. And it's also expensive because of the Green New Deal, so your utilities are high. Exactly. And you got the wrong degree. You should have gotten a degree in like chemistry, biology, finance, computer science, something useful in this high-tech AI economy. No, but you got a degree in like Southeast Asian feminist literature. And you're wondering why you can't advance in this economy. And so you're overqualified and you are underpaid and living in the most expensive city in the world.
Now, I know there's a bunch of Fox viewers who watched that and said, yeah, Jesse, you're so right. And there's a bunch of people who I just played it for who are like, that's about the dumbest, most psychotic thing I've ever heard in my entire life. That's what I say. And I like Jesse Waters. But I'm like, Jesse, are you serious? Did you just lose your mind right there? Or are you just playing to the crowd? Let me explain something to everybody. There's two types of people that do this, meaning talk radio, talk TV, whatever you want to call it. They're the people that tell you what they already know you want to hear. That's what they do every single night. I'm just going to tell you what you want to hear. So you say, yeah, I'm so smart. He's so smart. We're so smart. And then there are people like me who will tell you what I think, even though I know it's not what you want to hear. That, if that's what we plan on doing for the next year, we will get crushed for the foreseeable future. When I say crushed, I mean crushed. First of all, he says, foreigners. New York, I don't know if anybody knows this. Maybe I'm the only one, but New York is one of those cities where pretty much everybody's a foreigner. You know why? Because there's an international airport, JFK, right there. And everybody flies into JFK, and then they set up shop. And they become citizens. Foreign voters does not mean illegal immigrants. Two different things. So if your idea is, your coalition is foreign voters, blacks and Hispanics. Oh, wait, I remember in 2024 when President Trump got a higher percentage of black men, I remember Republicans cheering. So you don't like black voters then. I remember when Hispanics flipped to President Trump and Republicans, all the people said, oh, this is great. We've got the Hispanics. Now they're going back. So now you don't want them anymore? Because that's what it sounds like, Jesse. And then you're going to dog out women? Like, seriously? Yes, to the 75-year-old Fox viewer, all these single women studied women's Eastern European arts. But to the normal people, they're women who are in New York because they're there to work, they have college degrees, they have good jobs, and they still can't afford living in New York. So you're going to make fun of them too? But you didn't make fun of white guys. Oh, because the white guys didn't vote for Mondani. So you left them off the table. How convenient. Shelley Winter Show. 404-872-0750. 1-800-WSB Talk. I've had 2 days and didn't have the chance to say anything. I've got a lot to say tonight. We'll be right back.